What I have found the most exciting so far about General Conference is the worship. It has been superior, great music, great preaching, the opportunity to experience different worship styles with the family of United Methodists from around the world has just been very, very uplifting.
Can you share any thoughts about the outcomes of the voting over the last several days?
The voting at General Conference this year has been particularly discouraging. There has been many attempts to slow down the process intentionally by parliamentary maneuvering. It has resulted in us not taking action on things several days ago that we should have. And now we're finally moving along and getting some substantive legislation passed. So that's encouraging that we finally reached this point. But the maneuvering to keep us from taking action on some items has not been encouraging whatsoever.
What outcome has made you the most satisfied?
The most satisfying voting to me at this point has been a growing realization within the body that there were some ways that they were being manipulated and are taking steps to keep that manipulation from happening. So that's been an encouraging slight shift in the voting patterns. I believe that there's been a recognition among the body that once we asked the bishops to provide us leadership, that it was important to follow through on that and let them actually provide leadership. So probably the single most encouraging vote for me was the adoption of the entire set of recommendations that came from the council bishops.
Is there anything you've seen or witnessed that you'd like to share that people maybe wouldn't have seen on the live stream, either around the city or conversations with people, or just something that people wouldn't have seen if they're just watching the live stream?
Yeah, what people would not have seen on the live stream were the individual conversations that were going on between delegates. There's been numerous opportunities both within the legislative committees and on the floor of the General Conference when one-on-one contact has opened up communications that would not have been there had people not connected. And that's something that people would not see on the live stream. I was able to cultivate relationships with a couple individuals within my committee that I will treasure those relationships for the rest of my life, having those opportunities to meet those people. There's been several of our delegates who have made it a point to look towards other delegates and see what they can learn from them. One of the examples of that was this morning when Brian Milford from the Iowa Conference got up and made a point of order and an explanation which helped all of us from the U.S. to understand what had been happening with a musical dance and demonstration yesterday by the African delegates, which basically had been totally misunderstood by all of us from North America. And by him taking the time to talk to one of the African delegates and get up together with one of the African delegates and explain exactly what we had witnessed, it was like this big breakthrough on the cultural divide that keeps us apart on so much of the discussions at General Conference. And that was very gratifying. People on the live stream would not have seen any of those conversations that Brian was involved with prior to him getting up and speaking on the floor of the General Conference. There was lots of legwork that happened before Brian got up and did what he did.